Okay, so in this video, I'm going to be talking about my journey through the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. It all started right here in Fresno, and more specifically, it started at the City College, Fresno City College to be more specific, right here, right here. This is where I was going to college at when one of my friends came up to me and noticed I was having a bad time, and he reached out to me and invited me to go to FHE, and I said, yeah, I'll go, even though I don't know what it is. So that's where like the whole getting introduced to the church happened. But before that even happened, I had always parked my car right over here, and when I'd walk to class, I'd walk through this little path right here, and I'd go right by this building, and it is the Institute building, and I always wondered, wonder what that place is. Well, I found out because after I started talking to my friend about the church, I started coming to Institute, and I started going there every day because it was a really good place to be, and it was definitely an uplifting place to be. And then started meeting with the missionaries and went to church, and the church I went to, church building, is right here. Yep, right here. So I started going to church, and it was at this building, the Fresno, California East Stake. And this is the Stake Center. And this is where I usually met with the missionaries, because that's where I thought it would be the best place to meet with them. And I'd meet with them once or twice a week. And then they invited me to pray about the Book of Mormon and to see if it was true or not. So I prayed about it, and a really cool thing happened. When I prayed to know if it was true after I got done saying my prayer, I felt this weird feeling that started on my feet and went all the way up through my body. And I tried to replicate it, and I couldn't. And then I was like, well, I'm pretty sure that means that the Book of Mormon is true, because it felt like it was true. I mean, that's the only explanation that I could come up with. And so then I told them that I thought it was true, and then they gave me a baptism date, and then I was baptized in this building in December 11th, 2011. And then the first calling I got, I was in charge of the sacrament. And then after that calling, well, while I was still doing that calling, I got called to a ward missionary. And that was kind of weird because when I was a ward missionary in the missionary correlation meetings, we were still talking about me and new member lessons and all that stuff. So that was kind of weird. But I like being a ward missionary because you got to go and help the missionaries teach people. Oh, and I don't know if that happened first or if I got the Aaronic priesthood, but either way, I got the priesthood, and I was kind of reluctant to get that first because it was a big step, and it seemed like there was a lot of responsibility, so I wasn't sure. And then I just got a feeling that I should do it. If I was going to be a member, then I have to do the right thing, and I thought, well, that's what we're supposed to be doing, so I got the priesthood, and I'm glad I did, because it changed me. Then, the next calling I got, while still in this building, is, I think I was the service co-chair, so I was in help. I was one of the people in charge of doing service activities, and that was pretty fun, but we didn't really do anything, so I did service. And then I also got these. And I still had the sacrament coordinator and award missionary. And then on top of all those callings, I got called to be the building coordinator, so I was in charge of building cleaning. That was fun, but usually it was just me and a couple of members of the bishopric that showed up to clean the building. But I guess what can you expect from a YSA ward? And then I got released from all those callings. Well, first I got the Melchizedek priesthood, and then I got called to be the ward mission leader like a year and a half later. But I need to rewind a little bit. In the midst of getting all those callings, well, after a year of being a member, year or 6 months, I don't remember, my friend that baptized me invited me to go to the temple with him. So then I got a temple recommend, and then we went to the temple. I went to the temple for my first time, and it was a really neat experience. When I find it, I'll start talking about it. Oh, there it is. Yeah, the day that I was going to go to the temple was probably one of the worst days I've ever had. I almost told my friend, like, hey, I'm not going to go now. This day sucks. I'm not in the mood. But he's just like, well, if you don't want to, then just let me know. But I really think you should. And I listened to him and ended up going. And it was probably one of the best decisions I ever made, because it totally turned everything around. And then after going and doing baptisms, I just was overcome with like an overwhelming joy, and all the unhappiness and negative feelings that I had about myself and about what had happened in the day was all gone, and I was just happy as could be. And then I was contemplating about going on a mission, because that's what the normal thing for guys to do, is to go on a mission. So I was doing my papers and all that stuff, and then I just got with the feeling that, you know what, I'm not supposed to go. And I kind of struggled with that for a while, and then I was talking to the missionaries about it, and then one of them gave me a blessing, and in the blessing he told me to just go back and read my patriarchal blessing. So I did that, and it said I was going to be the ward mission leader, and I was like, well, that's weird. That it's because I always thought that's what it said, I was going to go on a mission, or needed to go on a mission. But that time when I read it, and a voice that wasn't mine said I was going to be the ward mission leader, and I was kind of like, whoa, okay. But then a month later, I was the ward mission leader, and then after I was the ward mission leader, I was the secretary in the elders quorum, and then I made a big decision to leave sunny California in Fresno with a population of 500,000 people and move all the way over to frigid, cold, windy Rexburg with not a population of 500,000. And the reason I was going to come here is because my friend, not the one that baptized me, one of my other friends, wanted me to go here with him. And so I was like, sure, I'll apply with you. But then I got accepted and he didn't. And then I was like, oh shoot, now I'm going to go here by myself. I don't know if I could do that. So then I was talking to my other friend. He was like, yeah, let's drive up together. And then like the week before, he's like, oh yeah, my financial aid got messed up, so I'm not going to go either. So like, well, I guess I'm driving by myself and living by myself. It was a really big step for me, but I'm glad I took it, because coming up here to BYU-Idaho is definitely a life changer, and in a good way. Because I was surrounded by people with the same beliefs, and it helped me become a better person. And while I was up here, I went to the temple, and was able to get out my endowments. And that was a really neat experience, especially when I went. I really didn't know what to expect, but when I was going through, I just kept feeling the presence of my grandpa, and knowing that he was proud of me and that everything that I was doing was the right thing. And I was really grateful for that feeling, to knowing that what I was doing was the right thing, because exactly a year from when I was taking my endowments was the very last time I was able to talk to my grandpa. And just being able to feel that his love and that he was proud of me, and knowing and just letting me know that I was doing the right thing was, I think, one of the greatest blessings that I've been able to receive from being a member of the church. And now, the question is, where do I go from here? Well, I've had a bunch of leadership callings, and when I was up here, I was the assistant ward clerk, and now I'm the Sunday school president. Where do I go from here? Well, the next step, I think, for me, is to just keep doing what I'm doing. Reading the scriptures, and praying daily, and just bettering myself. And also, I guess the next step is being sealed in the temple to eternal companion. That's the next step to go from here. Well, I hope whoever watches this had a good time listening to me talk about my experiences in the church. And if you want to say anything, just say something in the comments. Thanks.